So Glitch posted a picture on their Twitter account in which we can see a picture of Pomni and Jax, which is thrown into the trash, and it also seems like Jax was the one getting rid of it based on the shadow. And yeah, Pomni and Jax's teamwork ended up in a fight, and then Jax having a panic attack, which kinda looked like he's starting to lose it. So it made me think, what could have happened to the circus members after episode 6 ended? Like, the award show ending was brutal for everyone involved, but especially for Jax, and I have a feeling that the aftermath is gonna be even worse. So let's go through each character and try to figure out what might have happened after the camera stopped rolling. So let's start with Jax, cause honestly he's probably having the worst time right now, and I'm guessing that panic attack during the award show wasn't just a one-time thing, and based on everything we learned about him in episode 6, this is probably just the beginning of his complete mental breakdown. Cause Jax spent the entire episode trying to convince Pomni that nothing matters and that he doesn't care about anyone, and when she hugged him, he completely lost it. And that moment when he threw their picture in the trash, that's not him being a jerk anymore, that's him desperately trying to push away the one person who was starting to understand him. And my theory is that after the award show, Jax probably locked himself in his room and is basically spiraling right now. Like, he's probably thinking about Kaufmo and Ribbit even more now, especially after what Ragatha said about him corrupting Pomni. And the worst part is, he's probably convinced himself that he actually did corrupt her, even though Pomni was just trying to connect with him. He could be stuck in this horrible cycle where he thinks getting close to people is what causes them to abstract. So his solution is to make everyone hate him, but the problem is, the more he pushes people away, the more isolated he becomes and the closer he gets to abstracting himself, and it's like he's trying to save everyone by destroying himself, which is just heartbreaking, honestly. But speaking of Pomni, I think she's probably really confused and hurt right now, because she spent the entire episode trying to understand Jax and even started embracing her more chaotic side to connect with him, but then he just completely rejected her at the end. And here's the thing, she was the only one who kinda saw what happened to Jax during that award show breakdown, because nobody else was really paying attention. Like, they were all focused on Caine, but Pomni saw him getting anxious and running out, and she probably doesn't understand why he had that breakdown or why he threw their picture away. From her perspective, they were finally getting along, having fun together, but then he just snapped. And knowing Pomni, she's probably blaming herself for it, thinking she did something wrong. But it's also possible that she might have put the pieces together about Jax's friends that he lost. Like, maybe after everything calmed down, Pomni could have go back to the dorm hall and started investigating. Like, maybe she went into Kaufmo's or Ribbit's room to try to understand what happened to them and why Jax is so scared of getting close to people. And honestly, this could be exactly how episode 7 starts, with Pomni discovering more about Jax's past and the friends he lost. And then there's Ragatha, who's probably feeling terrible right now, just like she did after episode 4 and 5's adventure. And honestly, she kinda should be, cause that comment she made about Jax corrupting Pomni was probably one of the final straws that sent him over the edge. Like, she was trying to protect Pomni, but she ended up making everything worse. The thing about Ragatha is that she always tries to be the moral center of the group, but sometimes her need to be right actually hurts people. And she's probably starting to realize that constantly calling out Jax's behavior isn't helping anyone and might actually be pushing him toward abstracting. But I think after seeing how upset Pomni got about the whole situation, Ragatha might finally start to understand that there is more going on with Jax than just him being a jerk, and she might even feel guilty about all the times she's made comments about him in the past. So the question is whether she'll try to apologize or if she'll avoid him like everyone else. Now, Kingo is interesting because I think he might be the only one who actually understands what Jax is going through. Like, he's dealt with loss and memory issues, and if the theory about him being one of the original developers is true, he might even feel responsible for everyone being trapped there. After the award show ended and he won first place with 10 votes, Kingo probably went back to his pillow fort, and that's probably where he does his best thinking and remembering. Like, maybe he's sitting there right now, trying to piece together what happened during the adventure and thinking about Queenie and how he lost her too. Kingo has this way of seeing things that others miss, and I think he probably recognized the signs of Jax starting to lose it even way before that Jax could pick it up. So he might be the only one who can actually help Jax right now, but the question is whether Jax will let him. There's also the possibility that Kingo knows more about what happened to Kaufman Sophomore and Ribbit. Like maybe he even tried to warn Jax about getting too attached to people back then, which would explain why Jax is so determined to push everyone away now. As for Gangle, this is actually really interesting because we saw during the adventure that when she had her sad mask on and got to use the Tommy gun, her mask was actually smiling underneath, which suggests that maybe her real emotions was happiness and excitement about getting to shoot the others and then eventually losing, and not sadness like the mask usually shows. So after the award show, Gangle might actually be feeling pretty good about herself for once, because she got to embrace that violent side that she usually keeps hidden. And maybe she's starting to realize that the masks don't always reflect how she really feels inside. And she's always been really observant about what's happening around her. And even though she probably didn't see Jax's breakdown directly, she might have noticed that something was off, and knowing her, she might actually try to reach out to him in some subtle way. Meanwhile, Zooble is probably in the weirdest situation of all, because they got completely high off that stupid sauce during the award show. Like, we could see them just chilling out of their mind, and they even won the award for biggest sailor mouth, which is honestly pretty funny. But here's the thing, once the effects of that stupid sauce wore off and they're back to normal, they probably looked at the award and were like, what the hell happened? Because they might not even remember half of what went down during the ceremony. But what about Caine? Because honestly, his situation might be even more concerning than Jax's right now, and that complete glitch out at the end when he realized he got 0 votes was genuinely terrifying, and it makes me think that Caine's mental state is way more fragile than we thought. Because Caine's entire purpose is to entertain the circus members and make them happy, but he's clearly failing at that, and getting 0 votes while Kinger got 10 had to be a massive blow to his ego. And after that breakdown, Caine might be doing exactly what we saw him doing earlier in the episode, looking at those pictures of the CNA office, trying to understand his connection to the real world, and maybe desperately searching for answers about why he exists and why he's failing at his job. My theory is that Caine might start becoming even more desperate to please everyone, which could lead to him creating increasingly dangerous and chaotic adventures, or worse, he might start trying to use his mind control abilities more frequently to force the characters to be happy and give him good ratings. The scary part is that if Caine completely breaks down while he's obsessing over those office pictures, the entire digital circus could collapse with him, because he's basically the foundation that keeps their world stable. So if he goes, everyone goes, and based on how he's been getting more glitchy and unstable with each episode, I don't think he has much time left before he completely snaps. But here's what really concerns me about all of this. If both Jax and Caine are starting to lose it at the same time, this could be a complete disaster for everyone, because if Jax is really starting to abstract, and if my theory about him trying to protect everyone by making them hate him is true, then the circus is about to lose another member, and if Caine is also breaking down simultaneously, they might not even have a stable world to exist anymore. And based on everything we know about how abstraction affects the other characters, this is gonna be devastating for everyone. Like, Pomni especially is gonna blame herself if Jax abstracts, because she's gonna think that it was because of their fight, even though she's probably the only one who's actually trying to understand what happened to him. So you might be wondering, what's next? I think episode 7 is gonna be really dark. Like, we're probably gonna see the immediate aftermath of episode 6, and it's not gonna be pretty, because Jax is probably gonna get worse before he gets better. Caine might become even more unstable as he digs deeper into those office connections, and the other characters are gonna have to deal with the fallout. But let me know what you think happened after episode 6 ended down in the comments. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.